saw him standing there, sad
Look in his eyes.
The kids ran to the playground, but each one passed him by. He was just a new kid here, but then I saw his face. My mama's words raced through my mind. It was like I heard her saying, be a good teacher and do it every day. One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Be a good deed doer and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside. Slowly I walked
Up to him.
I said, what's your name? His eyes began to sparkle, and a smile crossed his face. He's not a stranger anymore, now he is my friend. My life has been better, all because my mama said, be a good deed doer and do it
Every day.
One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Be a good deed doer and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside. It makes you feel, makes you feel, makes you feel. It makes you feel so good inside. Makes you feel,
I feel
makes
good.
you feel,
So
makes
good.
you feel. It makes you feel so good inside. It makes you feel,
So
it makes you feel,
to be
makes you feel. It makes you feel so good inside. It makes you feel, makes you feel, makes you feel. It makes you feel so good inside. Good deed do it every day. One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Good deed do and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside. Good deed do and do it every day. One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Good deed do and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside.
Hello, everybody. It's tea time on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm gonna get. I know I'm gonna get my days of the week mixed up this week because yesterday was a holiday and we did our weekly home blessing today. It's just gonna be a messed up week. But I've been listening to some good stuff on podcasts. I listened to what is his name? Tim Allen's commencement address for Hillsdale College. Hillsdale. Anyway, it was amazing. I didn't know that Tim Allen had been in prison. Yeah, in prison. Many, many years ago when he got out of college or when he was in college. But it was quite a life-changing experience for him. So if you get a chance to listen to it, it was a great speech. He did something that I've done for a long time. I love to read biographies of the people, autobiographies, and it's just fun. Sometimes biographies written by other people of historic figures. I learn a lot about people by doing that, and it's just interesting. I love all of Scott Adams's books. They are quite eye-openers. In fact, I have Loser Think over there. Another one is How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big. There's some great books out there. You just have to turn things off and open them up and read them or listen to them. I like to listen to books, and it really changes everything. Been kind of sad. Yesterday, I found out one of my friends from high school that her son passed away, who's a few years younger than Justin. And I taught him in Sunday school class. And it was just heartbreaking. He died of pneumonia. I don't know if he had COVID or not, but he was 40. And, life is short, y'all. Life is so short. It's a blink of an eye in God time. And Kay Forrest was her name. She was Kay Armstrong growing up, and we were in FHA together, and she was one of our officers in FHA, and she is a precious soul. She lost her husband a few years ago. He died on one of the coldest nights of the year, walking out to his truck from his job, and they found him the next morning. And it was just, heartbreaking. They were such sweethearts. They just loved each other so much. And now she's lost her son, and it's heartbreaking. And Justin was really upset about it too, because we went to church together. It was just sad. So life's short, y'all. You need to enjoy every moment you can. And don't get stuck on your house. Don't get stuck on your house. You can have a brand new home. All you got to do is declutter. You can have room in your home for everything if you just get rid of the clutter. Clutter is what's holding you back. It's just holding you back. And, be a good deed doer. My ear is itching. I don't know what that means. The other day, someone was telling me about someone who passed away, and they didn't have a whole lot of clutter. And I was reminded of a testimonial we got one time. This young man was talking about his aunt that passed away, and he had to go clean out her room, and everything in her room filled up his trunk of his car. That was all she had. She devoted her time to people, not things. And, I look on YouTube, and since I've practically quit watching television because it drives me nuts, I've been watching YouTube videos. People doing strange things with their lives. But the one uniting factor to these people who build tiny homes, who turn vans into their home, to these people that decide to live on a boat, or take a cargo trailer and turn it into a camper, the one thing I see is they get rid of their clutter. And in the past, I've kind of thought, if I could change my mindset and start thinking about, not that I'm going to move or anything, but if I downsized, what is it in my kitchen that I would want? And I figured it out. I'd want my iron skillet, my big iron skillet for making cornbread. I'd want my little iron skillet for making eggs. So I got 2 iron skillets that I just adore. Probably my granny's griddle. I have a griddle. And a pasta pot. And then I have a Visionsware double boiler. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. And my pasta pot lid works on my skillet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces of cookware. I'd probably want a 13 by 9 pan and a 9 by 9 brownie pan. A loaf pan for making bread, probably. and a cookie sheet. Bam! 4 baking items. You don't really need a lot. And when I look in these campers, I mean, there's one couple who turned an ambulance into a camper. And they rigged it with 4-wheel drive and all kinds of stuff so they could, I mean, they're hikers and skiers and they go into cold places. And they just have exactly what they need with them. Why have we become hoarders of things? What is it about having to have lots of things around us that keeps us happy? Or does it keep us happy? You know, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Did the clutter come and it make you depressed? Or did the depression come and you just had clutter? Your clutter just kept collecting. So looking at these videos and seeing ways different people live and the things that they do. I mean, this one couple I've been following called the Indie Projects, they bought 5 acres. And I've been looking at some of their videos the last 2 or 3 days, and they have just turned a barn, a goat barn, a stone goat barn. They're from the UK and they moved to Portugal. I think they might have even become citizens in Portugal. But they bought 5 acres and it's got mature olive trees, mature fig trees, orange trees. One day they ate 4 oranges off a tree just because they were ripe. So they just have a whole different lifestyle. They'd been touring the world in their van. They still have their van, but they bought a little caravan trailer and they're living in that trailer until they can move into their 256 square feet on the floor with a loft, or they call it a mezzanine. And they're just living simply. The most important thing in their life are their 2 cats and their chickens. They were so excited when they had baby chicks born. Now that's getting back to nature. One day they'll have some goats and they'll have some other things. But they've mainly bought tools and learned new skills, like repointing stonework and making stonework. Robert's been playing with rocks. He likes to collect rocks as he finds them in the yard, because we live in the mountains and we got mountain rock. And when we got married, he gave me 10 tons of river rock, and we've made a bunch of flower beds with it and different things. I like rocks. I really like rocks. Well, they have lots of rocks in Portugal. Lots of rocks, and they're granite. And they've just had so much fun. So last night I started looking at how to capture a spring, because I've lived on spring water. When I first moved to the mountains, I've learned how to deal with the spring and capture spring water, and like in the mountains they call it gravity water. And I was talking with Tammy's son yesterday, who is Daniel. And Daniel has bought himself 10 acres. Here he is, not even 20 years old. And he works every day. He's learning to be a heating and air conditioning person. And he works hard every day. He saves his money. He bought him a truck, but he practically paid for the truck when he bought it. And he bought 10 acres. And he said, did I show you my 10 acres? So he said, this is a 19-year-old kid sending me a picture of his 10 acres and how proud he is of it. And that he wants to have some animals on his 10 acres and put up some fencing and put up a house, build a house in a couple of years. And he has 2 springs on the property. And being self-sufficient is a great way to live. I mean, a great way to live. And he's got a stream on his property. So I was looking up videos and sending him videos about how to capture a spring and how to make electricity in a stream with a little generator. And we were just sending things back and forth yesterday, just having the best time dreaming. You know, you just have to dream sometimes. So, folks, dream big. That's kind of what Tim Allen said in his speech. You know, what do you want to accomplish today? Write down 2 things. What do you want to accomplish this year? What do you want to accomplish for the rest of your life? Know where you're headed. Set your rudder. This goes back to living on the boat. Magic Carpet is the name of the boat. Magic Carpet 2 is the name of their new boat. I don't even know the people's names, but they bought a boat for $20,000. It was a sailboat. And they're gonna, he told his story of when he got out of college. And I think he's from Sweden. And he wanted to bicycle from Seattle, Washington, down to South America, which doesn't seem wise to me, but hey, he wanted to do it. But when he got to Baja, California, he met a man. He met a man who had a sailboat and lived on a sailboat. And he started working with this man. And this man changed his life. He changed this young man's life by planting a seed. He planted a seed. So the kid went back to school to become a boat builder. And he took a boat that had been dropped off a crane, and the whole stern of the boat had been ruined. And he rebuilt a boat. He built a boat. And they lived on this boat. And then they bought a new boat for $20,000, sight unseen. And out of the kindness of people they had met, and this man that changed his life, his family, he passed away, they had a place to put the boat, to rebuild this boat so they could put it back into the ocean. And this isn't just a boat for sailing in big bays. This is a blue water boat. Their goal was to go around the world. But you got to have a rudder. You got to be able to steer yourself and do the things that you need to do. When we don't know what we're doing each day, when we're sitting and messing with this pile of clutter and messing with this pile of clutter, I'm to the point that I'm going to get rid of all the clothes in my closet because I have a Rubbermaid bin of winter clothes and a Rubbermaid bin of summer. 2 Rubbermaid bins. I could move into a tiny house. I don't think I could move into a boat. I've been on a boat, and I don't much like being confined. When you're in a tiny house or a smaller place or an RV, you can get outside, but you can't walk on water unless you're Jesus. Well, Peter did. He got scared. But you just have to get rid of the clutter that's in your home, and you're going to find what your purpose is. You're going to set your rudder toward that purpose because you've forgotten what that purpose was. Or you never knew. I never knew what I was going to be when I grew up. Nobody ever asked me. Nobody ever said, you're good college material. Nobody ever said that to me. Now, I took a couple of years of college, but it wasn't what I was supposed to do. Because I did the ciphering on it. I thought, well, if I were to teach college, I could probably reach 800 to 1,000 students every year. Guess what? In one video, I reached more people than I could ever reach in a lifetime of teaching college. I could do that. I found my purpose. I found it. I found my purpose. But it was because I got rid of my clutter. Clutter grows like rabbits if you let it. You got to stay on top of it every day to get rid of your clutter. Every single day. This month, our new habit is drinking our water. You're not going to believe how good you're going to feel, how great your skin is going to look when you're drinking your water. Most of us are severely dehydrated, and we don't even know it. So let's drink our water. Let's get our laundry done. Let's take 5 minutes out of our day to take a break and dream. These things are going to help you find that rudder that you need to guide you in the right direction. It's when you don't have a rudder that you stay stuck, going around in circles, just stuck, not knowing what you're going to do. But when you see that purpose, you can go toward it. You can go toward it. I want you to look up on YouTube Ryan Shoup's song, Dream Big. And he has a music video. And then there's another song to look up. Because people are put in our paths to have an effect on our lives. And the song is by Brooks and Dunn. Oh, what's the name of the song, Patty? What is the name of the song? I can't think of the name of the song. Y'all help me. Brooks and Dunn. It's about a little old man who he used to go. Dream Big is by Ryan Shoup, and then this is by Brooks and Dunn, and it's a music video, and it's Believe. Yes, it's called Believe. Look it up. People can change your life with one word. A little kindness here, a little kindness there. You can find your purpose, but you got to get the clutter out of your life. Whether it's television, YouTube videos, they can be clutter too. Piles of clothes that you never wear. We can find our purpose if we'll just stop messing with this angry house guest that you have. It's what stops you from everything. So let go of the clutter and find your rudder. That rhymes. Find the rudder that's going to guide you. You know, one time the state of Tennessee's probation head of probation. I've got a quote somewhere. But she said when God tells you no, when you see a time in your life and those prayers are unanswered, that means God has another purpose for you. You may have really wanted this one thing, and you don't know why He didn't answer that prayer. But when that door is closed, you have to take another path. And the no's guide you to where you're supposed to be. And that's kind of what Tim Allen's speech was about. The problems that he had in his life had guided him to where he is today. How powerful is that? I was reading the obituary and looking at a plaque of Miss Rose, who was a powerful woman, but she was known as the Hug Lady at Fort Hood, Texas. And I've been to Fort Hood. It was kind of a strange story about my trip to Fort Hood, but it was a wonderful trip. But she buried her first husband. She had some children, 3 children, I think, with her first husband. And when she died, everyone knew her as the Hug Lady. But she had worked for NASA. She had done lots of things. She had traveled the world. And this dear, sweet woman was known for the hugs that she gave. I guess she had to leave this earth before the pandemic because not being able to hug people would have hurt her. But when anybody came home from the war, she met them and she hugged them. She hugged them. And I read her obituary. And I don't know when she died, but they were putting the plaque up at Fort Hood for her. And it was such a powerful story. She didn't have clutter. She had simplified her life. So folks, get rid of the clutter. And it'll help you to find which way you're supposed to go. And then you can set your rudder in that direction. And then you just take baby steps to get there. Baby steps will get you there. I promise. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Wednesday. It's Anti-Procrastination Day. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to get some things done too. I will see you later. Be sure and share, because we're going to have another drawing tomorrow night. Be sure and share. Say a prayer for my sister Dina. She's not feeling well. I love you all. You have given me my purpose. I will talk to you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in our next little video. Bye.